Talk Nation, salute, man. Welcome back, everybody, man. It's been a minute. Your brother has been doing mandatory overtime, man. It's hard being an essential worker, man. Talking about essential. Shout out to everybody out there risking their lives and their body, man. Going out there doing their jobs, you know what I'm saying? So other people can be comfortable and live their lives, you know what I mean? Um, Salute to y'all, man, because I know what you go through every day, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day, 10, 11. I know what y'all going through. You know what I'm saying? So now that that's out the way, we're gonna talk about the Philadelphia Eagles, man. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, everybody. Like I said, man, your boy is essential out here. So is them Eagles, man. Despite whatever we going through, I told one of my subscribers, man, the future of the Philadelphia Eagles may look a little bit different than people think. It may not include Coach Doug Peterson, aka Coach WP, or Carson Wentz. Now, who will replace these two figures in the Philadelphia Eagles organization? My thoughts, my opinion, my suggestion: Deuce Staley, head coach, Philadelphia Eagles. Trying to tell y'all, man. I predicted this, man. Jalen Hurts may be the quarterback of the future, maybe not. We are going to see how he plays against the Saints. It was an excellent call, not only putting Jalen Hurts in because Carson Wentz has kind of been stinking up the joint, but it is a huge test. And you don't want to put Jalen in with an easy team. You want to put him in with a hard team like the Saints, probably the best defense in the league. Drew Brees is out, but their quarterback, we ain't gonna speak his name, you know what I'm saying? Because we Jalen Hurts, that's the quarterback we will be talking about. But he has been successful since Drew Brees has been out. He used to be the gadget quarterback. Now he is running and leading that team to victory. I believe they're like 8-9, four games straight winning victory. Whatever, that don't matter. We can, should, and we need to beat the Saints. It is not going to be an easy task. Number 27, Malcolm Jenkins, may have an axe to grind. Ex-Eagle, forever an Eagle, legendary, going down in the Eagles Hall of Fame. We already know that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, everybody on that team has a job to do. We have been falling short. You heard Jason Kelsey pretty much kind of ripping into not only the team, man, but the organization, saying that it's not necessarily Carson's fault. And I salute him for riding and sticking by Carson Wentz. I mean, everybody is kind of riding with Carson, but at the same time, as a fan and also as a business, I mean, he has to get it together. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the team has had an abysmal start of the season. Not only started the season, man, but the season is almost over. People talking about tanking and all that. No. Every game we got to go out there and we have to fight. Point blank, period. It is nothing to, you know what I mean? No. Tanking is out of the question. Every guy needs to suit up, go out there, hit that field, and put forth their best effort. I don't care if you're the mulattoes of the game, you haven't necessarily played football before. And shout out to Mulatto, you know what I mean, because he's been doing a great job. And he's also still learning. That's what I'm talking about, man. Show up, be willing to learn, and once you learn, be willing and go out there and execute. That's what it's all about. Practice. Some say practice makes perfect, but nothing is perfect. But what practice does give you is a chance to go out there and execute like your team know they can execute. Now, I'm a little bit shaky on how a lot of these quote unquote practices have been going, which a lot of people is. Because if you look at the success of the team, it kind of drives you to think like, what are you guys doing at practice? Yes, some games have been close. I mean, you look at the Packers game, you know what I mean? Like, they really didn't like blow us out. It was a close game. But at the same time, a win is a win, a loss is a loss. So it don't matter if the margin is by 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns. If we lose, we lost. You know what I mean? And we've been doing more losing than winning. That is why we are at where we are at with a new quarterback coming into the game. Now, Jalen Hurts, man, you know what I mean? I've said this before. I said this personally to some of my other subs. I think that he should have been, and I mean like 3, 4, 5 games ago on the field. You know what I mean? Not when it's 3, 4 games left in the season, you know what I mean? And we're trying to no, because chances are, I mean, we may not make the playoffs. But if Jalen Hurts plays well, that could make things a little bit difficult for not only Carson Wentz but the Eagles organization moving forward, because this will be the second backup quarterback that came in and saved this franchise's behind. First, it was Nick Foles, who, after Carson went down, came in, finished off the season, and led the team to a Super Bowl. Yes, Carson Wentz played well. He got the team into the best of positions to succeed. But Nick Foles came in and did the impossible. It's one thing getting up to that point, but once you get up to that point of the season and you start talking about playoffs and Super Bowl, that's when it truly begins. That's when your season truly starts. And Nick Foles showed up and he brought that championship back to Philadelphia. Now, I don't know if Jalen Hurts will be doing the same thing, if he can manage those same feats of football excellence, but if he goes in there and he executes and gives this team a different and better look than Carson Wentz has given this team and this city and our fans, then guess what, man? He's a bench warmer. I don't care how much money that he is owed. End of the day, this is a business and this is a franchise. And you being paid that money and you're not going out there and executing, especially whatever intangibles or problems that you seem to be having, and you're not getting this, you're not, you know what I mean, ironing these problems out in practice, there's something wrong. Now, I don't know if it's a mental thing. When he received that concussions in the Seahawks game, I don't know if somehow it's some type of mental baggage from that injury. Maybe it's the COVID-19. I don't know. But something is wrong with Carson Wentz. And I'm not only talking about his mechanics. Something is wrong. And it's internal. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's mental or spiritually. Because like I said, he's also a new father. He's away from his family, his newborn. So I don't know what is weighing on Carson Wentz's mind and body and his spirit. But it's affecting his gameplay. It's affecting his game. Now, to not sound too insensitive, you have to still go out there and perform. If you chose to play the game that you love and the game that you are getting paid an incredible amount of money to go out there and play, you have to perform. Even if you are not quote unquote stellar, legendary, you still have to go out there and compete. Carson Wentz has not even been truly competing, because you can't keep on saying it's the pieces around him. A good quarterback utilizes the pieces around him and he makes it work. Yeah, you may have that one wide receiver that you always like to go to, blah, blah, blah. But you have to make things work. The Eagles have a lot of great young talent, a lot of great veteran talent. So if you're telling me that Carson Wentz can't make these things work, then something is the problem. Now, if it's Coach Doug PEDERSON, and his play calling, that's also may be a problem, because we should be running the ball a lot more. You got a great running back in Miles Sanders, also Boston Scott. So if Carson Wentz is struggling putting the ball downfield, even midfield, the ball needs to be ran more, period. You know what I mean? You got Boston Scott, you got Miles Sanders, and you got Corey Clement. So you got backs out there that can not only get you yardage, but it can get you positive yardage. You know what I mean? So in the trickle down order, Miles Sanders needs to be on that field. He was always talking about, man, I'm back, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to play. So why ain't this man playing? If he can average, you know what I'm saying, 5+ yards a carry, and he's definitely capable of, you know what I mean, not only getting chunk yardage, but also catching the ball and making a good play. We also know that Boston Scott has the ability to not only run the ball downhill, but also catch the ball as well. You just seen that 2 games ago, that beautiful touchdown pass that he caught from Carson Wentz. So like I said, Carson Wentz, although he has been playing like trash, it's been flickers of the old Wentz in certain games. And in that game that passed to Boston Scott, that was vintage Carson Wentz. He needs to get back to that. Instead of looking at these games for mistakes, he needs to look at these games and figure out, okay, when you do something positive, how can I build on that? Because I think the mental aspect of him having a poor season and a poor start thus far, I think that it's truly wearing down on him mentally. Now see, the physicality of football, a lot of players may say, is only 10% of the game. A lot of it is mental. Because see, when you get banged up, when you hurt, you having tough drives, you having tough games, you having a tough season, your mental makeup is what's going to progress not only you, but also the progression of the team forward. That's what's going to get you through. Everybody has to have that sound mind in order to pull through these adverse times. Now, I don't know if Doug PEDERSON has possibly lost the locker room. People also are talking about that, but we don't know what is being talked about in the locker room when guys are, whether it's halftime, after the game, before the game, or at practice when guys are watching tape. We don't know what coach is talking about to these players or what the players are bringing to the coach. Because see, as a player, especially if you're one of the veteran players, like the Cox or the Kelseys of the game, you know what I mean, your Jason Peters, like you should be able to go in there to that office, wherever it may be, and speak to leadership, whether it's Coach Doug PEDERSON. And I'm pretty sure that although Jeffrey Lurie is the owner of this franchise, Jeffrey Lurie is like, he's like the Dallas Mavericks owner. You know what I'm saying? Like he not only loves his team, but he's on the ground floor with his team. So I do believe if the players really wanted to speak to him, I believe all they have to do was let it be known, and I'm sure that he will give them an ear. So we don't know what's being talked about, but it's something wrong with this team. It's something wrong with something's not connecting with this franchise right now in this season. Now, I don't know if it's a synergy between Carson Wentz and Doug PEDERSON. Like I said, it's a lot of new coaches that came in to try to help the Eagles out. That also can be a problem, because there's nothing wrong with having multiple voices, but when you have too many voices, eventually things get cluttered and muttered up, and sometimes messages and signals get mixed up. So that could be a problem. So maybe, you know what I mean, some of these coaches need to go, and some of these other coaches, their quote unquote workload, maybe it needs to increase when you get rid of these other guys, because mentally and what they bring to the table, maybe that may just be enough. So getting back to Deuce Staley, when Coach Doug PEDERSON went out when he was on Covation, that's my term. If you guys don't know what Covation is, that means when you get COVID-19 and you got to go away for that couple of weeks, you on Covation. So COVID-19/vacation, Covation. Definition explained. Let's move on. Now, when Deuce stepped up and he was coaching for Doug PEDERSON when he was on Covation, a lot of players, man, like they said, you know what, like Deuce did an excellent job, blah, blah, blah. And if you look at the mannerisms of Deuce got everything it takes. You know what I'm saying? He has the mentality, he has the demeanor. Most importantly, he has the air and respect of his players. Not only the running back group in the running back room, I'm talking about the team, ladies and gentlemen, the franchise. It's a reason why he is in a position that he is in. And with the title that Deuce Staley has, it's hard for other teams to go out there and scout Deuce as far as making him a head coach, and I don't necessarily like that. Because if he wants to move on from the Philadelphia Eagles, I think that he should be able to. Because if he's not getting that opportunity with the Eagles, trust me, you need more African American coaches in the league, especially good coaches, and Deuce Staley will be a good one. I would love to see him in Philadelphia, but we don't know how things will work out. Because being as though this season is pretty much, riddled with COVID-19, not only as far as the world, but definitely within the league. A lot of teams have struggled, and even now is spotty here and there with players coming up with the Rona. You know what I mean? They got to go on Covation or whatever. So I salute to teams like the Steelers. The Steelers had early troubles with COVID, and they not only overcame it, but they came back strong. You know what I mean? To almost be undefeated. Although they just, I believe they just lost, but still they had an excellent run. But like I said, a lot of teams have struggled. The Eagles have had some players that was, stricken with the virus. But another thing that people may not realize is that early in the pandemic, health officials were saying that this is a quote unquote a new virus. Now, the effects that this virus can have on your body, even after you have had it, is still unknown. So the problems that the virus can cause in your body after you have it is still unknown. So when these players have basically had the virus, whether you're asymptomatic, symptomatic, or whatever, you don't know internally what it has done to their body. So that also could be a problem. We don't know. We still trying to figure some things out as far as quote unquote the Rona is concerned. So when you look at players like Marquise Goodwin, shout out to the Goodwin season, who chose to opt out because they had babies at the house, excuse me. Their wife or wives may have had quote unquote issues, and they didn't want to bring that type of energy around their family, period. So they chose to opt out for the season. Now, I respect that. I truly do. Now, if you are somebody, like I said, Carson Wentz, it's really too late for second thoughts. Because if quote unquote the virus situation is, if that's weighing on your game, on your mind, body, and spirit, I mean, you gotta step up, and you kind of gotta man up, because you chose to make that decision. You said you spoke to your wife, your family, y'all sat down, y'all talked about it, you made the decision, you moved forward, you decided to play. So now you have to go out there and play. Despite whatever may be going on, if you're a man of God and you're a man of faith, you have to accept it as God's will. Now, some may say, okay, the season that we're having is terrible, so isn't that God's will? Of course it is. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the fact that Jalen Hurts has stepped up and he's playing, that's also God's will. So don't be mad that Carson Wentz is a bench warmer. He needs to sit back, fall back, and really figure out what is going on with his game. And he may see something with Jalen Hurts out there and may make him a better player. That's what Coach Doug Peterson is looking for. That's what most of the fans is looking for. Some fans say that, you know what, get rid of him. You know what I mean? And I like Carson Wentz, don't get me wrong, man. But if you go back and probably watch some of my first content as far as the Eagles, I have to be honest and say, when they got rid of Nick Foles, I really didn't agree with that. But I rode with the decision because I'm an Eagles fan, and your quarterback is your quarterback. You can't sit up there and be mad at your team, at your franchise all season because of the quarterback that you had. Although at the time he wasn't stinking up the joint like he is now. So now a lot of people may be feeling some type of way and feel a little bit indifferent about that decision. But like I said, I told you guys back then, I mean, Nick Foles, the system the way that he got along with the team, it was a perfect fit. And he just waited and needed to get his time to shine. And once he got his shot, he went out there and he led that offense to a Super Bowl. I mean, how can you walk away from that? Now, the Eagles have to get out of that of coddling players. You know what I mean? I understand some players are veterans, going to be quote unquote going down to the Eagles Hall of Fame. I understand all that, but Carson Wentz really wasn't there yet. So to put Nick Foles to the side like that because you felt as though you didn't want to, I guess, step on his ego or his emotions because that had been too much with Nick Foles being around, especially after winning the team a Super Bowl. I think that was poor decision making. You got to take your feelings out of it. And at that moment, in that decision, it really wasn't executed, in my opinion, professionally. Because see, if I was Howie Roseman, man, take all that other stuff out. I'm looking at Nick Foles and his age and how he can perform. Nick Foles could have been the quarterback of that team for another couple of seasons, at least 2-3 more seasons before, you know what I mean, age made it start catching up. He started maybe missing a step. But Nick Foles could have been the Eagles quarterback moving forward, you know what I mean, at least for another couple of years. And Carson Wentz, maybe it would have been better if he would have either been on the sideline or possibly traded. Because see, now that you gave that man that money and he's not stepping up and showing up, it is telling you a lot. That is why they went out and drafted Jalen Hurts in the second round, because I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it is something going on with that franchise. And they are not letting the cat out of the bag. They are truly keeping this one close and tight. Sometimes things leak, sometimes things get out, but this one is like the Coca-Cola vault. Whatever's going on, it ain't getting out. But something definitely has to be going on, because you cannot look at the performance of not only Carson Wentz, but also the performance of Doug Peterson and also multiple players. And you can't tell me something is wrong with that organization. Now, I know Jeff Lurie as an owner, I know he's a very intuitive and patient owner, but at the same time, when it comes time to drop that hammer, I know that he's going to, hey man, heads got to roll eventually. So will Coach Doug Peterson be the coach next season? I believe possibly so. Now, I do believe that it's going to be quote unquote like time restrictions on that, because see, if he starts next season poorly as this season is, he's gonna be up out of there. I guarantee you. The ownership is not going to let that season get halfway through the season and we looking like we do now. You know what I'm saying? No. He's going to be gone. And once Coach Doug Peterson, once he gets fired, remember who told you guys. I'm telling you, the chances of Deuce Staley becoming the next head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, the percentage is looking pretty good. And now the quarterback, because of the money that's owed to Carson, you're going to have to find somebody to pick up that price tag. And see, with a lot of teams who struggled in the past, they pretty much drafted pretty good quarterbacks, your Browns, your Raiders, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of teams, Buccaneers, they got Brady. So a lot of teams that really had like kind of iffy or bad quarterbacks, they stepped their game up and went out there and got tangible talent. So it may be hard finding a team to pick up that price tag. But if the Eagles can do it, they should do it. Because this game, especially if Jalen Hurts if he goes out there and performs at a high level, which I know he can, which I know he will. I truly believe that he will go out there and put it all on the field. And it may not be a beautiful game. He may mess up. You know what I mean? He definitely may mess up. I am not personally going to tear him down if he does. You should expect him to mess up, because why? This is his first official start Last week he threw his first touchdown. I know as a player and as a floor general, he wants to go out there and get another one and get another one. But this game is going to come with some adversity. Like I said, you're going up against the Saints. But if he can go in there and make the Saints look docile, if he can go out there and control the tempo of this game, that's going to say a lot about Jalen Hurts. And moving forward, it is going to open up that dialogue to, is this our potential quarterback of the future? Because something is off about Carson Wentz. You know what I mean? He's played he's played decent after the 2017 season, but this season has been abysmal. Something is wrong. Something is broken with not only this team, but Carson Wentz. Something is off. Something is truly off. And once something is off with you mentally or physically in this game, I ain't gonna say it's over, because depending upon what it is, you know what I mean, you just need time to sort through your issues or the problem to get back where you need to be. But whatever is going on, they are keeping it very close to the chest. They are not letting things get out, because you don't want, I guess, rumors and things to start flying around. But the simple fact that Carson Wentz got benched, ladies and gentlemen, it tells you that Coach Doug Peterson is at a point where he's potentially now coaching for his job. You know what I mean? Job security is no longer guaranteed. Yes, they may give him some leeway if they keep him around for the upcoming 2021 season, but I guarantee you, they're not going to, meaning ownership, they're not going to let too many L's get racked up before they get rid of him. No, not at all. And if he gets fired, I'm telling you, the next coach up is going to be Deuce Staley. So, Eagles fans, it's going to be a tough game. Tough game moving forward with the New Orleans Saints. But I truly do believe that Jalen Hurts is going to go out there and put forth his best effort, not only for himself, but also for the team. This is his moment, just like Nick Foles got his and he stepped up. He went out there and he performed. I really and truly believe that Jalen Hurts will also do the same thing. Can I be wrong? Of course. But I always try to look for the good in people before you give me a reason to look for the bad. So hopefully he'll go out there and get it done and we can get this victory, because if we get this victory over the Saints, that will be monumental. That will be the inertia that this franchise, this team, that these players need to truly get moving in the right direction. Because we've been moving backwards these last games. We've been moving back. We ain't been moving forward. We've been moving forward, but in the sense of our progression, we are moving backwards. So this game is very, very pivotal for the Philadelphia Eagles as a franchise, as a team, and also a lot of these players, man. Brandon Graham already said it. I'm stepping up and I go out there and I play like I do every week, despite whatever, and we may lose. Because guess what? Some of these guys may not be here next year. So you still have to go out there and perform, because guess what? Wherever you may wind up being picked up, you want to get picked up. You don't want to be, if the Eagles cut you, you don't want to be sitting at home, especially if you still want to play the game of football. That's why it's very important for you to go out there and play. Even though the season and the team may not be doing well, you still have to step up and go out there and do your job every week, every down, period. So Eagles fans, man, I catch you guys on the next one. Like I said, man, sorry I've been gone for a while, man, but like I said, I've been working a lot, and it takes a lot doing these videos, man. It's a lot of time, and frankly, I've been just extremely tired, man. And I don't want to just put out anything. I really don't. That's why I don't mind the channel moving slow, progressing slow, because I do my best to put out quality content. You know what I mean? I don't want to put out crap just so somebody can click onto it and see that it's crap and then wind up clicking off. No, man, I want you guys to enjoy these videos, because I truly do enjoy talking to you guys, and I truly do enjoy making them. So like I said, man, shout out to my essential workers going out there risking their lives for yourself and your family. I salute you. I appreciate you, even though I'm one of you, because we don't get the appreciation that we should. We truly don't. A lot of us don't get paid how we should. We don't get appreciated how we should. You got people sitting at home getting a check, and we going out here risking our lives. So I salute to my fellow essential employees, man. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And always remember, stay blessed, stay motivated, be humble, guard up, mask up, protect yourself at all times, ladies and gentlemen. See you guys on game day. Fly, Eagles, fly, baby. Peace. Holla at your boy.